Welcome to the Blue Cafe. We bring you stories of faith, love, and devotion. Yeah, just kidding, please help us grow by hitting that like button. Now on to the story. I 26 meters have a constant urge to cheat on my girlfriend because of lack of sex life. So as the title suggests, it really gets to me how little we have sex. It's lucky if it's once a month at this stage. She always rejects my advances. As a person she is amazing and I honestly couldn't imagine leaving her or even upsetting her by actually cheating. I wouldn't do that. But I feel increasingly tempted all the time. I've tried to talk to her about how much the lack of physical intimacy bothers me, and it really felt like she just didn't care. I don't know what else to do. I really love her and we have a house and a kid together, and I don't want to leave, but this lack of sex is gonna lead to me doing something foolish. I've gotten close to going home with the girl I work with after the work Christmas party. It was only when the taxi got to her house that I decided I was gonna stay in it and go home. Any advice appreciated. Update: I, 26 meters, have a constant urge to cheat in my girlfriend, 26F, because of our lack of sex life. TLDR, she was cheating, she isn't even sure the baby is mine. My life is falling apart 2 days before Christmas. Original post here. So before leaving work today I told my brother I needed him to pick my son up from the house because I needed to talk to my girlfriend. He did so and I sat her down and told her we seriously needed to talk. I explained to her how I was feeling neglected physically and that if something I'd done was the cause she should tell me so I can fix it. She assured me this wasn't it and insisted she didn't know what caused it. I pushed a little and said that this reply wasn't good enough because it's been going on for far too long. I told her we needed to consider counseling or I would leave because the lack of physical intimacy was mental torture. My self-esteem was shot and I was feeling unwanted by the one woman who's supposed to care about me the most. Well, this struck a nerve and she broke down crying. She told me she'd been seeing someone else and the reason she wasn't in the mood was because he would come over 3/4 times a week, so her needs were being met. I'm destroyed. I really and truly am. When I asked how long, she said about 2.5 years. Then she said she wasn't sure that our son was mine. I got up to leave and she begged me not to. Told me she loved me and she was sorry and everything, but I couldn't even look at her. I'm currently in the car in a parking lot crying and vomiting. The last 2 years of my life have been a lie. My baby boy may not even be mine and the love of my life has destroyed everything we built together. To everyone here who actually took the time to listen to me and offer good advice, I appreciate you a lot. From the first post my inbox has been flooded with support. To those who jumped to conclusions and made me feel like shit for even questioning her in the first place, please stop being like this. People come here for advice and you all spent an hour or more bashing and attacking me earlier. And to you /lemongrabs, don't tell random people to commit suicide. One day you'll say it to someone who actually does it and that'll be blood on your hands. If you have hateful comments, I won't be responding. I've got enough to deal with mentally right now. I'm sorry you're going through this op. Get a lawyer and establish paternity. She's not sorry for cheating. She's sorry she got caught. This op 2.5 years isn't an affair. It's a relationship. The child might be his. She pushed you aside for him. You were stable and a stable home, but not her partner. Get a good lawyer and think about whether or not you wanna be your son's father, before the DNA test. Also, maybe check out r/surviving infidelity. They will be able to tell you what to do and how to get through this. Good luck and all the strength in the world to you. Yeah, Jesus and people think we shouldn't have trust issues. Confused face, she used him for a house, flushed face. This whole time and she's not cared. Don't worry, I won't be falling for those crocodile tears. I'm really sorry, man. Cheaters are scum that feel so bad about themselves they can't be good for other people. It has nothing to do with you. I'm giving you hugs today 30, heart. Well, there you have it. You didn't loved her because she didn't loved you back, and decided to be a bitch instead. Her cheating on me means I didn't love her? Are you genuinely stupid or are you acting? You almost cheated yourself. Sounds like you guys are meant for each other. Hey look, another clueless idiot chatting shit. Just duck off. Wow. You/lemon grabs me, you're a piece of shit, man. You/lemon grabs me's a real garbage human. I believe it's a woman. Yeah, that doesn't really matter at this point. They're still a piece of shit regardless of gender. Make her do a paternity test ASAP. That's the next step. Why did the mods remove your post and comments? They didn't. I got shadow banned on the other account because of so many downvote. We got your back, bro. Trying to get help and then receiving hate is a shitty thing. And what I'd do is stay off of social media. You've gotten the advice. There's not much else of importance right now. I'd also suggest hanging out with like-minded people and loved ones more regularly. It helps take off the edge of when life is a lie experience. You seem like you got a pretty good head on your shoulders, but don't beat yourself up over someone else's error. It wasn't your fault, it was her mistake. Keep that in mind. I really can't reply to all these lovely messages, but know I have read and appreciate every single one of you, absolute amazing people. Story 2. My best friend, F27, is trying to take my husband, M28. Just a little backstory. I, F32, had a miscarriage earlier this year and was struggling mentally, and I ended up cheating on my husband. He's truly a great guy and forgave me. After I cheated, it really crushed his confidence and we weren't having sex. So I thought it'd be a good idea to have a threesome with another female to boost his confidence back up a little. I told my best friend about what my husband and I were thinking about doing, and she asked if she could join us because she wanted to have an experience with a woman. My husband was against it at first. Long story short, I eventually convinced him to have the threesome. It was very fun for all parties involved. We have had this experience with each now 4 times. Last time we hooked up, I fell asleep and woke back up kissing very passionately and having sex. I lost my cool and told them both I was uncomfortable with them doing that. My husband agreed that we would no longer do threesomes. Now every time I talk to my friend, she's talking about my husband and how great he is. How big his dick is. How lucky I am to have him. How she wishes she met him before me. And keeps throwing a lot of shade at me for cheating on him. Yesterday she told me she broke up with her boyfriend because she's got a new man, referring to my husband jokingly. The thing that is scaring me is that I went through my husband's phone yesterday and he's been texting my best friend every day back and forth. She's been sending him nudes and telling him that she thinks I'm still cheating on him. How she was falling in love with him. I talked to my husband about it and he says he has some feelings for my friend and is confused. He told me he won't see or speak to her again without me knowing. I blocked her. I don't know if I should be upset with him. I don't know if I should be upset with my friend. I'm so confused and annoyed and jealous and feel like I've ruined my relationship with my husband and best friend. I don't want him to be with any woman besides me anymore. How could he have feelings for my friend? I feel betrayed. TLDR, since I cheated on him and he forgave me, should I forgive him for developing feelings for someone else? Your husband should run from both of you. Exactly, birds of a feather flock together. Her best friend cheated on her BF with them. Cheated on her husband with some guy she been wanted to have sex with. It's a pure mess. Dang, that's very unfortunate, but let's be real. You cheated on him, betrayed his trust when he too was hurting, then you made him open up your marriage to another woman when he didn't want to. Yeah, you definitely did ruin your relationship with the cheating alone, and you really can't blame him for getting close to your friend. You should get counseling, and if you have any respect for your husband, you would go along with whatever he wants to do with your relationship going forward. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Sounds like you all got what you deserved. Ain't karma a bitch? I like stupid is as stupid does. This. Now I think it would be great if he divorced you, dated your friend up, then married her, had children with her, and lived a great life with her. Now that would be karma. Because I bet she would not cheat on him. Not so sure about that. Sounds like both women are a poor choice. If a friend just broke up with her BF, that implies she had a BF while participating in the threesome. So neither sounds particularly loyal. Yeah, the friend actually believes he's gonna leave the wife for her. Doubt that. Hubby doesn't have feelings for the skankies in lust cause she's giving it up thinking he'll pick her. But men rarely leave their wives. More like the wives leave the men. I agree with this comment. Neither are a good choice simply because Op cheated and the GF was in a relationship when she had the threesome. The husband should serve divorce papers and count this as a bullet dodged. You got that right, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up, thumbs up. Let's be real about the 3 ways. They raped him. Found out my wife is a lesbian and I'm devastated. NSFW. Me 34 meters, and my wife 32F have been together for 10 years, married for 7, and I think I never loved someone so much in my entire life. We met when we were still in college and became friends real quick. She was never really open about sexuality in general, but once I started to flirt with her, to my surprise, she was receptive. In one of our first dates she told me the reason why she never talked about it was because she had a very low libido, and a few years in the relationship she said she was asexual. At the time I didn't even knew what that was, and it actually made a lot of sense to me. We build an entire life together. We have a 5-year-old dog that it's my best friend in the whole world. We just bought our first house and we are both financially stable. We don't have sex as often as other couples do, but there are occasions where it happens, like on holidays, my birthday, whenever something really nice happens, and those rare days when she surprises me. The fact that it's such an uncommon thing really makes it all more pleasurable, and I always felt like I was in heaven every single time that we were intimate. But now it just seems like I was living under a spell this whole time. It started when I began to notice how often I would catch her masturbating. I always thought that I was just imagining this because every time it seemed like she was trying to hide from me. I was always confused because she could literally ask me any time for sex that she knew I would do it, but instead she would lock herself in the bathroom or do it when I was out. One day I was looking at her Instagram and decided to check on who she followed. I was never curious enough to do that, and to my surprise, she was following a lot of, mostly, more masculine lesbians. She always had lesbian friends and that never really bothered me, but since I saw that I started to get more paranoid that she was cheating with one of them. I let that stay in my head for months until I gathered enough courage to talk to her. And her reaction was nothing like I expected. She broke down crying, talking about how bad of a person she was and that she never wanted to put me in a situation like this. She went on about how she hated herself for hiding all of these years, how her family would treat her like garbage. They are extremely religious, so much that I thought it had to do with her repulsion towards sex, and how she didn't want to lose me but knew that if I found out the truth I wouldn't want to look her in the face. And the truth is, I don't know. I was so speechless that I just stood there. I still don't know how to express what I'm feeling. Sad? Angry? Desperate? Heartbroken? I don't ducking know. I love this woman. She was there for me when I discovered my cancer, she was the shoulder I leaned on when my mom died, she was the person that stayed awake all night when all I could do was cry myself to sleep from grief. She is my best friend, the person that knows every side of me, that knows how to make me smile more than anyone else. The fact that I can't even look at her right now makes my skin crawl. Not even in our worst fights we would stay like this. It's been 3 days and I don't know what to do. I'm not going to my family's Christmas because I don't have the energy. She is locked in her room all day and only comes out to eat. We are on opposite sides of the house not talking to each other. I don't even know how I'm capable of even creating this account to post this, but I don't know what to do. For the first time in my life I feel like I can't even think. The fact that she spent a third of her life hiding who she is, being forced to have sex with a man, just makes me disgusted with myself. I can't imagine how miserable I would be if I was in this situation. I can't imagine a life without her, but I don't think that things will ever be how they were. Reach out for support from ourpath.org. They specifically counsel to straight partners after their spouse comes out as gay. This is good advice. It's good to seek counseling, and it's okay to both love her deeply and feel hurt and worried about what's to come for you too. For starters, show her your post. Yeah, I often feel like people lay things out more clearly in their posts here than they do to their actual partner. This is a situation that calls for brutal honesty on both sides. Something similar happened to me. My ex came out as trans though after a 17-year relationship/marriage. I was completely blindsided and it was so confusing and I felt really betrayed. I was also afraid to be at all critical of my ex, in fear of being ostracized or being called transphobic. All I can say is to take care of yourself, allow yourself to feel all of your feelings, be angry if you want to, get therapy, and then move on with your life. But please remember that this isn't going to be a recurring theme in your life. You don't need to be fearful that the next person you are with will do the same thing. If you live your life in fear of falling in love again because you're afraid of getting hurt like this, you will be missing out. I'm so sorry this happened, Op. But she was never forced to have sex with you. She was not. Do not even think that. She chose to. She chose that because it felt safer and better than coming out. We can discuss whether she was right or wrong about that choice, but at the end of the day she thought about it and decided to sleep with a man. Some people are really forced to sleep with another person. That is awful, but it's not what happened to her. She lied to you for years. She is not the victim here. It's awful for both involved. She is also suffering. It's safer to lie to yourself than accept your sexuality in a homophobic world. I have only recently begun accepting I feel same-sex attraction. It's difficult to even tell if it's bisexuality, pan or lesbian. I have only ever had male partners I loved deeply, felt guilty for finding it difficult to sleep with him regularly. When I did I would enjoy it as I felt safe with him and think thank duck I'm straight. The last year has been filled with sleepless nights, self-hate, fear and absolute gut-wrenching dread wishing I was straight as hell. All I'm trying to say is this isn't some decision she's reached lightly and hid from Op with malice in her heart. She's likely also deeply invested in the relationship and scared. I'm grateful my family will accept me. I can't imagine having to realize this experience knowing you won't have family support and losing your best friend in the process. We hope that by sharing these stories with interested folks like you, we can help people recognize the signs of a relationship in trouble, and avoid so many of these heartbreaking situations yourselves. Have a good day or night, wherever you are.